Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Friday, September 20th, 2019. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Good to see you all. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice here that price is mostly trading sideways here at the highs. It's had a recent burst to the upside, but over the last 6 or 7 sessions here, we've mainly gone sideways at the highs at the previous month's high here, and right at the FOMC key level from July 31st. We are currently holding just above the key level that was just created this past Wednesday on September 18th. That's the 3,000.5 level. Price has been hanging just above that level, but also just below the previous month's high price. And again, this is an important zone here. After rallying to resistance, is this price action right here bringing a lot of bulls to the marketplace here just before they run the stops to the downside. So are they allowing folks to get long at the moment just to pull the rug out? That's going to be something you have to consider here. Above 30.25 opens up the potential to get to new highs pretty easily, as 30.29.5 is the prior all-time high here. So again, we'll be watching to see how this develops. Below 29.80 would open up a return back down to 29.25, perhaps even as low as 28.20 yet again. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. All right, here's the NQ. You'll notice here that the NQ is trading very similarly to the ES, but is not at the prior highs. Here's the prior highs right about here, 80.50. We're just below that zone at the moment, but we are just at or just below the FOMC key level from July 31st, very similar to the ES. We are also just trading just above the 78.78 FOMC key level from this past Wednesday. Very narrow range here. Whether you mark it on a 5-day basis or a 10-day basis, it is compressed at the moment, and that compression could lead to the next wave of expansion. If there's failure to push through to the upside here, back above 8,000 or 80.50, that rejection could lead to a swing back to 7,400. Failure to hold 7,800 would open up a return back towards 7,400 as well. So again, right now, watching for signs of expansion out of this narrow range. All right, let's take a look now at crude oil. Here's crude oil. You'll see a very narrow 3-day range right now in crude. Inside day at the moment, only 25% of average range right now, with crude oil trading just 59 cents of range at the moment. This right now is holding just above the 58.50 level that we talked about. It's 58.71 right now. Overall, this market is in a very narrow range here that could continue to develop. A failure to hold 58.50 could open up a return back toward the previous gap here, so filling the gap after the big news event. So that's going to be something to watch out for. Again, we're coming into the last week very soon here of September into the first week of October, so into Q4, and that is usually a time where seasonality creeps in for crude oil, and we tend to see weakness into the end of the year. So right now, is this a strong high? Is this a strong top ahead of what could be a very bearish Q4? If so, then again, failing to hold 58 could lead to a quick retest and gap fill, followed by a retest of the recent support lows. Below 50, half would open up another big move to the downside, perhaps into and as low as 42.5, the last recent major low. All right, let's take a look now at gold futures. Right now, gold is up just barely and is still inside the narrow range that continues to develop here. Again, very similar to the ES and the NQ. This one can be measured on a 5 or 10-day basis and still come out as compressed. So here is the 5-day look back here, and it's compressed over the last few days. That's measuring basically today and the last 4 days before it. This one right here is measuring yesterday and the last 4 before that. So all of this right here is super compressed, but if you bring it back 10 days, it's still compressed. So this market right now is building energy for the next major move. Again, we've been talking about the directional conviction of gold. It's been all up ever since August 2018, and it's been really up since July or June of 2019. So holding this 1490 is going to be very important. LVN. If so, all of this right here, getting folks late short, that could bring this thing to the upside by running the stops through 1520. A failure to hold 1490 could easily open up a return back toward 1420 on the other end of the chart here. So again, get above 1520 could open up the upside stops for a continuation to the recent high and beyond, and failing to hold 1490 would open up a return back toward 1400 and 1420 very quickly. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops the rest of the session. Happy Friday. Good luck. Trade well. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.